Hi everyone, it's Jenny with The Artistry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this mask. The first thing you want to do is cut out a template for your mask. I have 3 templates here because I'm making 3 different masks. I'm making an adult mask, a kid mask, and a toddler mask. This adult mask measures 6 by 9 inches, and I will cut out a 7-inch length elastic for this, two pieces of 7 inches. And then this one is for kids from the ages of 4 to 12, and this measures 5 by 7, and I will cut out 2 6-inch elastics for this one. And this last one is for a toddler between 2 to 4, and this measures 4 by 6 inches, and I will cut out 5-inch elastic pieces for this one. This is how I measured out my adult template. I measured 6 by 9, so lengthwise this is 9 inches right here. And then I measured 6 inches up. And I just marked a spot there and 6 inches over here. And so then I just drew my line up to the 9 inches right there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it kind of accurate. And so next what I do is I just give a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to mark the 1/4 inch just to remember that I'm going to sew along that line. And then what we want to do is we want to measure 3 spots, and we want to give a little room at the top of the mask. So let's see. So I'm going to mark it at 1.5 inches from the seam allowance, at 3 inches, and at 4.5. And so now they're all evenly spaced. And then I'm just going to draw a dotted line, a 1/2 inch from this line I drew. So it's going to be at the 2-inch line, then at the 3.5, and at the 5. And that's just going to remind me where I'm going to fold. And you can do that on this side as well too. So it was at the, starting at the 1.5, 3, and 4.5, and then the dotted line at 2, 3.5, and 5. And so then what you'll do is you'll just cut this out. And this will be the bottom, and if you need a reminder, you can just write the word fold down here. So what you want to do is fold it, and then we'll just place the word fold at where the fold is. Try to make sure it's flat. And once you have that there, you just pin the corners. And then we're just going to cut this out. So we'll take the pins out. You want to measure out your elastic and cut it out. The recommended length is 7 inches. However, I made this already and it was a little too big for me, so I'm gonna make it 6.5 for me, just so it's just a little more snug on my face. Actually, I'll make it almost close to just 6 inches, maybe just a little over, like 6.25 inches. So I've got my 2 pieces of elastic. Then we're gonna fold this right sides touching. So we want it inside out, and we want to fold it like this so the inside is showing. And then what we're going to do is we want to sew along these edges right here at the top, and we want to leave a gap in the middle where we don't sew. So I'm just going to pin this. And I'm just going to remember to sew from here to here and stop, then start here and stop here. I'm taking this to my sewing machine, but you can also just sew by hand. You don't have to sew by a sewing machine. I think I'm leaving about a 2-inch gap here, but I'll let you know exactly the size of the gap. Just want to be able to flip it inside out. So I measured the gap and it is a 2-inch gap. So you just want to make sure to leave a little space there. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your elastic and you're going to put it on the inside like this. And what you want to do is you want to align it to this edge that you just sewed, and it can stick out just a little bit. So it'll look like that, and then you'll just pin it there. And then we're going to look inside and grab the other side of that elastic, make sure it's not twisted, and we will align it with the bottom edge here. Like this. And then just pin that there. This one's going to be you're going to probably have a little extra room if you use the 7-inch elastic. I made mine a little smaller so you can see that it's kind of closing up a little bit. And then you'll do that on this side as well. So now I'm going to take this back to my sewing machine, and sew from this edge all the way down. And you might have to stretch your, for me, I'm going to have to stretch my elastic a little bit when I sew it to make it get straight like this. If it helps, you can pin all along the edge of this. I'm just going to hold it straight when I sew it. I'm piercing the elastic. And I'm going to go back and forth to make sure that the elastic stays. So I'll reverse stitch, go forward, back stitch, go just make sure my cloth is aligned. And back stitch a couple times here too. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well. right side out using the little gap that I left here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to iron and press this down. So we're going to bring our template back and we're going to lay it on the template. And if you have a magic marker, you can mark the spots, or you can just use a pin here, and you want to mark the spot, both the line that you made as well as the dotted line. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold up. So this is our first pin. We're going to fold up like this. We're going to fold at this second pin. And we're going to pin that down. So it creates a pleat. Looks like that. And then we'll do that here too. The next one. And then we'll do that here as well. So we've got 3 pleats in here, and we'll do this to the other side. So I have put all my pins in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to my sewing machine and sew all the way around, and I'm also going to close up this gap here when I sew all the way around. If you're sewing by hand and you don't want to sew all the way around, you can just sew this close and sew this down here. Then I just trim off any strands that are sticking out, and that's it. You've got your face mask.